So, Xavi is staying for another season. It's been confirmed by the club. He's going to be at the club now for the 24-25 season. And what do I think about this? Very, very interesting. I think a lot of us were reserved to the fact that Xavi was going to leave. But then again, I would say that, but also there's been a lot of teases from the club. And also, there's been a lot of talks, especially recently, during our Champions League run, again in the quarterfinals, that there might be a possibility that he was staying. A lot of people thought that, there was this talk recently of Marquez replacing him, which I was completely against, which is completely ridiculous and stupid. I didn't think he was ready for the first team. There was talks of Flick taking over. I saw Tuchel apparently was also in the mix, but now he's confirmed that he might be interested in returning to the Premier League rather than being La Liga. And in the end, they've decided to give Xavi another season. Now, why is that the case? I think that in the end, the club just didn't find the replacement. I think that the club went around looking for a manager to speak to, trying to look for a manager who could fit the profile of what the club wanted, and they didn't find one. And in the end, and maybe because of our financial situation, who knows? But in the end, the club decided, you know what? Let's just keep Xavi. And what do I personally think as far as a fan is concerned? It's kind of mixed because, I love Xavi. Xavi is one of my favorite Barcelona players as a player. As a manager, he's done quite well. He won a league. He's won a league. I think, did he win the Copa del Rey? I don't think he did win the Copa del Rey, but I think he won the Super Cup. So yeah, he's done quite all right. He's the first manager to win us a league title since Valverde back in 2019. So absolutely, I'm definitely grateful. This season, however, we're not gonna win a trophy. And to be honest with you, things haven't we have. There've been moments this season where we've been good, but then there's been a lot of down moments this season as well. And because of that, it's kind of mixed as far as my opinions are concerned. So as far as him staying for another season, I mean, it's already confirmed. I personally believe, the fact that he was leaving this season, I think he would have saved face this season if he left because, he came in around the middle of the season during that dreadful Koeman season in 2021. He arrived, that wasn't his team. He did well enough to steady the ship, finish second. First full season, he wins the league. And the one criticism we've had of Xavi's time was his run in Europe, which wasn't good. This season we have had a good run in Europe. We bottled it at the end. Again, we shot ourselves in the foot, and then we ended up losing. And in the end, it that would be the only downside I would actually say about Xavi's time here in Barcelona, as far as his run has been concerned. The league he's been doing quite well, but it's it hasn't been bad so far. And if he had left this season, I think that a lot of the Barcelona fans would have really appreciated and looked at his time and said, you know what, he did well in the full seasons he had. He won the league, didn't win the league, finished. We were knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. He won the cup. So, but now he's staying for another season. What's my expectations for next season? Well, it's too early to really say because we don't really know what's going to happen next season. Obviously, I could be the optimistic delusional Barcelona fan, but that's not how I like to run with things. I want to see what the club is going to do, what what we've got planned for the summer. What are we going to do? Because there's been a lot of talks. I think if I'm not mistaken, we might be signing a Nike deal, which is another crazy thing. I thought that we were moving away from Nike, but it seems that now, we could be getting the Nike deal, which is apparently worth 100 million, and we'll see what happens with that. If that helps us, do well in the transfer market, we'll see. What's my expectations next season? I think that we should challenge for the league. I am expecting us to challenge for the league. Obviously, it would be great for us to win it. But obviously, we know Real Madrid are going to improve this summer. They're not going to rest on their laurels. They're still in the Champions League. They've practically won the league. I'm sorry. No one is catching them. They're going to win the league. They could potentially win the Champions League. Hopefully not. But right now, they're the favorites to win it. And, well, next season, they could potentially be having Mbappe. And they could also sign Alphonso Davies from Bayern Munich. That's another one that they could do. They could potentially sign Trent Alexander-Arnold. They will go into this. They will be going to the market next season. We know that. What are we going to do next season? Obviously, there's been a lot of talks. I've heard rumors of apparently, we could be in for Kimmich. I would love to have Kimmich because we definitely need a player of that caliber in our midfield now. We've definitely missed that kind of number 6 in our midfield right now. That calm presence in the middle of that midfield, that destroyer in our midfield, and absolutely great. There's been a lot of rumors, obviously. De Jong. Once again, the rumor mill is on. Is he gonna leave at the end of the season? We don't know. Xavi is gonna return next season, but then again, is he gonna come back fit? He's been out for almost a year. How is he going to look when the new season comes? There's been talks. We could be seeing Mika finally get a chance in the first team. Looking forward to that. What are we gonna do our attack? Lewandowski. I know numbers wise, people are gonna say, well, numbers wise, he's had a good season. Listen, Lewandowski is not the same guy. He's not the same guy. But then again, he's our only goal scorer. Let's see what happens to Victor Roque next season. Is he going to get an opportunity? Who is going to leave next summer? Are we going to keep João Felix? Could we sign Bernardo Silva? Are we keeping Cancelo? I'll be honest with you. If my honest opinion, I like João Felix. I like him. I think he's a very good player. The thing with João Felix is he's a very interesting player in that he's a great baller, but he just goes missing. João Cancelo has been okay, but to be honest with you, if we lose him this summer, I'm not complaining. I think he's been very, very poor the last few weeks. He's not really had a great season. He's been doing okay. He's been okay. He's been, obviously, compared to the other right backs we have in our team, we don't really have a lot of right backs. So, obviously, you take what you can get. But I wonder what's just, as far as this is concerned, Xavi is staying. Let's see what happens. What are we going to do this summer? That's what I want to know. How are we going to approach next summer? What are we going to do? Because as far as this season is concerned, it's done. It's over. I'm just vibing for the rest of the season. So let's see what happens. And hopefully, we will definitely do better next season. Hopefully, under Xavi. But as far as today is concerned, Xavi is staying. As fans, we just have to back it and see what happens next. Like, share, and subscribe.